guys, welcome back to Style with Substance and welcome to the 7th video in my financial wellness series. This one is all about how to clear debt. I'm going to be talking you guys through how I cleared just under £6,000 worth of debt in 6 months, giving you some tips and tricks on what you can do to kind of cut back and get rid of any unnecessary debt that you have. So if you want to know how to clear debt and clear it fast, please keep watching. So as you guys might know, or if you're new to my channel, my financial wellness series has been all about how to become more financially healthy and how to be better and smarter with your money and make it work for you. A really big part of that is debt, and it's something that I really wanted to focus in on and do a particular video around. I know that for a lot of people, debt is probably the biggest part of why they aren't able to do more with their money and kind of make their money stretch a little bit more, and it certainly was that way for me, and it can be quite a burden, particularly if it's debt that you don't need. So it's not like your mortgage, or it's not like a car loan, you know, that you pay off every month. Things like personal loans or store cards or things like that that you don't need can really add up and can really impact on your finances if you're not managing that debt correctly. So basically I'm going to talk you through I'd say 5 steps that I took to clear my unnecessary debt and really be able to have more disposable income that I could use for my ventures outside of work, saving up for my wedding and other bits and bobs like that. So the first thing I think that is really crucial is to budget. So you want to have a budget that you stick to every month, and that essentially summarizes your incomings and your outgoings, so you know exactly what you should be spending and on what. And you can kind of check these items off by sort of looking at your receipts, looking at your bank statements, just to make sure that you stuck to it. I have a budget in my phone, and I use the iPhone app which is called Numbers. And I kind of have loads of like different budget spreadsheets in there, which I essentially use to kind of help me budget. So I've got like my house budget, I've got my personal budget, and I've also got, you know, how I'd spend my £1 million budget, which is something that I've covered off in a previous video. But if you want me to go into more detail on that, then just comment down below and I can do a completely separate video on that. So budgeting helps you to see what you'll be bringing in and what proportion of that you want to be spending on things like bills, other lifestyle costs and savings and things like that. And then you have a clearer picture of where your money goes from on a month-to-month basis. So I use my budget as almost a rule book, and I try to stick to it as much as possible. And there are sort of unforeseen circumstances that kind of come in where I have to spend money where I hadn't budgeted for it, but I try to limit those or keep those to a minimum. The second tip is to consolidate your debt. Now this might not work in every case, but in my perspective, I had an overdraft from my uni days. I also had a loan, and I was paying them both down, but I was paying a separate interest rate on both, so almost twice the interest that I should have been paying. So what I did is I consolidated my overdraft and my loan into one stream, or one piece of debt if you like, and then I started paying that off, and I was only paying one interest rate on that collectively, which helped to save me a lot of money. So consolidating your debt can often help you to just have it in one monthly payment, so you don't have to worry about all these different direct debits or all these different payments that you have to set up. But it also lets you see what the total amount is and lets you pay it down without suffering by paying too much interest. And if you even interest is like, it's a small figure, but if you add it onto a really large sum, it makes a huge difference. It could be the difference between a couple of £100 and you know, a couple of £1,000. So consolidating debt is really helpful. So the third thing I did was to cut down on my expenses, and by expenses I mean shopping. So I basically took the need, want, wait approach, which is something I've kind of just made up, but it works really well. So whenever I would see something really nice online, or whenever I would see something in store that I really wanted to buy, it's normally for me clothing items or food, but I would basically think, right, do I need this? Do I want this? Or can I wait for this? So with, let's say it was this top, for example, I would walk into a top shop, for example, and I would look at the top. And if I wasn't planning on spending the money, I would think, right, do I need this? Is there anything that I need this shirt for? Like, am I going out somewhere that I don't have anything appropriate to wear? And if the answer to that is no, then I think, do I just want it? So I would think, do I just want to have another top for no particular reason? Which 9 times out of 10 is the case. I just want another new thing that makes me kind of feel good. Retail therapy, as you guys know, is like the biggest mood booster for me, and for a lot of women as well. So a lot of the time I want things that I don't really need, and then if I do want it, then I think, okay, can I wait for it? And if it's something that I don't need immediately, or it's something that I should probably go away and think about, then I probably do say, okay, yeah, I could wait to purchase this. And if it's not like a limited edition item or something like that, then 9 times out of 10 you can wait, and you can go back to it when you've either hit a good milestone on your savings or on your debt clearing, or when you've completed clearing all your debt, or you just have a bit more disposable income to play with. So need, want, wait. That's my kind of mantra for when I'm trying to decide whether or not I should buy something. And you guys will probably have noticed from watching my channel that I've been doing a lot less hauls. I've recently done one because I have just cleared all of my debt, and I kind of saw it as a way to treat myself almost. But I've not been doing hauls, I've not been shopping loads, I've just been really spending my money on paying off my debt. Which brings me to my fourth point, which is overpaid. So if you have one stream of debt which you've consolidated, overpaying on that. So the bank or whoever's lent you the money will likely work out a payment schedule, and it will generally be a set amount every month which you pay a certain proportion of interest on. So if it's a loan, for example, you might be paying, I don't know, 12% interest, just to put it out there. So you make that payment of £150 or whatever it is, and 12% of that will actually be interest. So you won't be putting that full £150 into that. So that is why I started overpaying on my loan. So I was making the set payment every month, but then I was also taking a chunk out of my income and putting it towards that. So I basically really stripped everything back, and I was putting £1,000 towards that every single month. Because what I said to myself is, I really want to set a target and make this achievable and make me do it sooner rather than later. Because the longer you kind of drag it out over, the more interest you pay over that period of time, obviously. So I said to myself, I want to have this cleared by the end of May. So I said, okay, I calculated how much I would have to overpay by to clear it, and it worked out at just over £1,000 every month. So I was, on the day that I would get paid, each time I would just transfer that money right into that loan account and just not think about it. And the good thing about transferring into a loan account is you can't take that money out once you've paid it in there, which is great. Once it's gone, and your loan is coming down. So £1,000, just over £1,000 every month I was overpaying, and that took me from January right through to the end of May, and it was all gone. And it was really satisfying seeing the number go down every month, and just kind of right up until the point where, like 2-3 days ago, I paid the last payment in there and it was zero. And it just filled me with so much joy to know that I'm going to have that much extra disposable income to just do what I want with. So whether that's saving for my wedding, buying nice things for my house, buying nice things for myself, treating my friends and family, I just have loads of money to just spend on whatever I want to spend it on, which will likely be saving now for my wedding, which is coming up soon. So I'm probably going to do a video around how I save and how I sort of stick to my savings plan. You probably should also note that if it is a loan from the bank, there are overpayment charges or early repayment charges, but they are very minimal in comparison to the interest that you'll be paying on the loan itself if you're just making your regular payments. So I think over the course of my overpayment, I probably got charged about maybe £60 to £80, but I probably would have spent like 10 times that amount if I was just paying it back slowly. So my fifth and final tip is to just stick with it, have an end goal in mind. And I would say what really motivated me was saying that I would treat myself once I did pay off my loan. So I would go on a big shopping spree and just reward myself for all my hard work. If you are a regular subscriber, later this week I'll be uploading a Topshop haul, so that was kind of a mini treat for myself. Treating yourself or saying to yourself that you're going to do something really big at the end of clearing your debt really kind of motivates you and helps you sort of have something in mind, and just gives you a real good picture of how great things will be once you do sort of clear this debt. So yeah, I am really happy, really proud of myself for clearing that debt. And now the only debt I have is like my mortgage and my car and my student loan, which to be honest I don't really think about because it comes straight out of my paycheck. I don't do credit cards, I don't have store cards, I don't really do anything like that. So most of my money is mine. And I learned from reading the book The Richest Man in Babylon that the only real money that's yours are your savings. So the more savings I can have, the more money I have that's actually mine, because everything else actually just goes out to pay other people. It's not really my money. So yeah, I hope this inspires you guys to like really hit your targets if you know you kind of have a big debt that you're looking to clear. I will link the playlist for the rest of my financial wellness series down below so you guys can check it out, or you can just go to my main channel homepage and find it there. You can see some of the videos that I've done before, which might put this into a little bit more context for you. Hope you guys have enjoyed this one. Subscribe if you haven't already. We recently hit 2K here and I really want to get to the next milestone, so if you're new to my channel, do hit the red button. I upload twice a week. I do a substance video, which is more lifestyle advice type things, on a Tuesday, and then I do a style video on a Thursday, so that'll be anything from beauty, makeup, fashion, whatever. Hence the channel name Style with Substance. I'm also on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat as well, and Facebook, and I have a vlog channel if you guys want to check that out. I have a blog as well, so I blog about all these things, so if you like reading, then check that out. It's www.stylewithsubstanceblog.com, but of course that will be linked in the description box with everything else. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!